Sorry. Yes. Fine now.
So, before beginning a discussion on this auspicious Harikatha, especially in this most auspicious month of Kartik, and Damodar month, and before glorifying Lord Damodar, I would humbly like to seek blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas so that I can speak for my own purification. Because one who is singing Harikatha, one who is hearing Harikatha, everyone is enjoying the fruits of Harikatha. But for my own purification, I would like to speak. One senior Vaishnava, he tells, purifying the heart and glorifying the Lord. This is the ultimate sum and substance of the Krishna consciousness movement. We are here to purify our heart. And how we are going to purify our heart? Simply we have to glorify our heart. So, we are here to purify our heart, and purification will start by glorifying the Lord Hari. And we listen, Hari Anant, Harikatha Ananta. Hari is Anant, and pastimes of Lord Hari is also Anant, no limit, no bound. Today we are going to discuss one very important discussion between Satyavrat Muni, Narad Muni and Shaunak Rishi. Satyavrat Muni was discussing with Narad Muni and Shaunak Rishi about the wonderful pastime which the Lord Krishna performed in this most auspicious Kartik month. In fact, yesterday only Lord performed this wonderful pastime. Yesterday means on the occasion of Diwali. So, everyone is aware about the pastime. All are like, but still to relish this particular melo of Harikatha, still everyone wants to listen it again and again. I was just contemplating that Amalarjan Prabhu was mentioning yesterday, when someone offered him sweet prasadam. So Prabhuji told that I am fasting from sweet. In this month, many devotees fast from some favorite items. So, and now I would like to expose Prabhuji that Prabhuji is telling lies. He is not fasting from sweet. He is hearing and chanting glories of Lord Damodar, which is the most sweet. So he is accepting the most sweet, and he is saying that I am fasting from sweet. It's comparatively, it's not at all acceptable. No? It's lie actually. So this is the most sweet pastime. Adharam Madhuram Badram Madhuram. So this whole pastime of Lord Damodar is like we say that whole Bhagavatam is like milk. Whole 12 cantos of Bhagavatam is like milk. And this particular 10th canto is like cream of the whole milk. And in that milk, this pastimes of Lord Damodar, that is like rabdi. It's like rabdi. Most sweet, sweetest pastime in the whole Bhagavatam. In fact, Vaishnava Acharyas wrote commentaries after commentaries. Lots of commentaries, maximum commentaries on this particular pastime, that why Lord Damodar, why Lord Krishna allowed himself to be bound by a simple gopi. Why Lord allowed himself. So this is the whole story, why Lord allowed himself. Now Satyavrat Muni is decoding that particular pastime. So I would like to recite the verse, and then we will read the translation. I will try to cover, I don't know, as many as possible, if Krishna willing. So, first verse, Namamishwaram Sachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam Yashoda Bhyolukha Labdhavamanam Paramrishtama Atyanta Tatodrutta Gopya. Now, what is the transcendental translation of this particular verse is? To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of external existence, knowledge and bliss. Sorry. Whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the part of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who run after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. So, in this first verse, Satyavrat Muni is addressing the Lord as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How we understand this particular mood of Satyavrat Muni? Because he started this particular prayer with Namamishwaram. So, most sweet pastime of the Lord is being started with the Namamishwaram, because we are Kaliyug Jiva, we don't have sufficient intelligence to understand the Lord's pastime. So, we can think that this is some local boy is doing something, and we can take Krishna very cheaply. We are not understanding the transcendental reality of Krishna, and we can take Krishna in a very cheap way. One very senior sannyasi in our Krishna consciousness movement says that Krishna consciousness movement is simple but not at all cheap. His Holiness Badrinath Swami Maharaj. Krishna consciousness movement is simple but not at all cheap. Many times, like in the age of Kali Yuga, everyone says that what is the Yug Dharma? Yug Dharma is Harinam Sankirtan. We are here to simply chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So this is a simple Yug Dharma in this age of Kali. And we are here to chant Hare Krishna. Everyone knows that we are here to chant. But if we are taking this process of chanting of the holy name of the Lord in a cheap way, like for example, we are not paying attention on hearing of the Lord's name, that is an offense. But because of our lack of understanding or lack of appreciation for Krishna consciousness movement, or in fact lack of our taste in the holy name of the Lord, we can take Krishna consciousness movement in a cheap way. But this Harikatha, Harinam, this is not cheap. This process is very simple. For the age of Kali Yuga process, Krishna made this process very simple, but not at all cheap. So why Satyavrat Muni is starting from this particular stanza? So that when we are listening to this pastime of Lord stealing the butter and being afraid of her mother, so we should not think that this is an ordinary boy acting in a whimsical way, and we can also discipline Krishna like that in a way which Mother Yashoda is doing. So we should not think all this nonsense. That's why Satyavrat Muni is starting this stanza from Namamishwaram. We should understand that this Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Krishna, is like, why Krishna come in Bhagavad Gita what Krishna says? Paritranaaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrata. So most important business of Krishna to appear in this material world is to, number one business is to give pleasure to the devotees of the Lord. Devotees. Number one business. Secondary business, to kill demons is a secondary business. It's not. Krishna can kill demons in a number of ways. Like recently we saw coronavirus. So the virus which we cannot see by our naked eyes, that virus created havoc all over the globe. So Krishna can kill demons in very insignificant way. Krishna can do anything to kill the demon. But what is the primary reason for appearing Krishna to in this world is Paritranaya Sadhuna, to give pleasure to the devotees. And for giving pleasure to the devotees, because this is the fundamental business of Krishna, Krishna is arranging this particular pastime by assistance of Yogmaya. In Vrindavan there is internal energy only, Yogmaya only. We are Tatastha Shakti, we can go to Yogmaya, we can go to Mahamaya, but in Vrindavan there is Yogmaya. And Krishna, with the help of Yogmaya, arranges this particular pastime so that we can relish this transcendental pastime, and those who are genuinely appreciating Krishna, those who want to develop love for the Lord, and those who are reviving their love for the Lord, for that kind of person, this transcendental pastime is being enacted by the Lord. So number one aspect, we should not understand that Krishna consciousness process is cheap. In fact, to whom we are discussing? We are discussing about Lord Damodara, and this pastime may seem like a ordinary childish affair, but it's not at all childish affair. It's Krishna's supreme leela. So Lord Damodar is being offered great awe and reverence by Satyavrat Muni. This pastime is not only sweet, but is colorful and playful also. Divine pastime. It's everything, like one devotee was simply saying that when we pass time, we are passing time. But when Krishna is passing time, that is called pastime. That's leela of Krishna. So when we are simply wasting our time only. But when Krishna is doing anything, even if Krishna is eating dirt, it is pastime. Even simply Krishna is running out of the war field, he is Ranchhod, and we are worshipping Ranchhod Rai in Gujarat. So whatever Krishna is doing, that is pastime. So to enact, to revive our love for the Lord again, Krishna is enacting all this wonderful pastime. So this is divine pastime, and we should not at all think that we are like the Brajvasis. We can't control Krishna like this. But at the same time, Srila Prabhupada was mentioning in his one lecture on verse 1st canto, 8th chapter and 31st verse. That is the prayer of Kunti Maharani. Kunti Maharani was praying to Krishna, and in that verse, Kunti Maharani was saying that Krishna, I am bewildered. Why Kunti Maharani is saying like that? Why she is bewildered? Kunti Maharani was saying that fear personified is fearful from you. Fear personified is afraid from you. And I saw that day, on this auspicious day of Diwali, you were completely afraid. Satank netram, we are going to read this. Satank, terror. I was able to see terror in your eyes. And simply, why you were terrorized? Because your mother was having one small stick and she wanted to discipline you. And I saw that sight, and now I am remembering that sight, and now I am completely bewildered. Who is this Krishna? fear personified. We see na, Mrityum Mrityum Namamyaham, Shri Narsimha Jai Narsimha, Jai Jai Shri Narsimha. One who can kill, the one who can give Mrityu to Mrityu itself. That personality, that great personality is being afraid by the Mother Yashoda. Yesterday also I shared this particular pastime that someone came to Srila Prabhupada in West and he told that I would like to become God. And Prabhupada, can you make me God? And Prabhupada told him, Prabhupada was showing him picture of Damodara when Mother Yashoda is running behind Krishna and Krishna is running and Mother Yashoda is trying to catch Krishna. And Prabhupada told that fellow, can you see that picture? He said, yes. What you can understand by this picture? That boy who is running, it looks like God, and that lady who is running behind this boy is like her mother. And Krishna, and then at that time Srila Prabhupada told, yes, if you are trying to become God, which you cannot at the same time, but God is running after the fear of the devotee of the God. So why you want to become God? You should become bigger than God. And how one can bigger than God? Simply by become devotee of God. So on similar line, we are here, we are practicing Krishna conscious movement, we are practicing Krishna consciousness, and we are trying to become devotee of the Lord. So in that lecture Prabhupada was mentioning that those whose only aim in one's life 24/7 thought process would be to only serve for the pleasure of the Lord, that kind of Mataji, that kind of Prabhuji can become like Yashoda and Nanda Baba, because they don't have any expectation, any thought, nothing in their mind. They just want to serve Krishna wholeheartedly. That's the goal of the life. There is nothing. They have only one business, they have to love Krishna. There is no other way. And if we can have that level of consciousness, if we can have that level of thought process, that we are here to simply serve Krishna, we are here to simply please Krishna, whatever, like what Indra did when in Govardhan leela, Krishna wanted to kill Krishna and Krishna wanted to kill Gomata and everything. Indra did everything. And what Krishna was doing at that time? In his left hand, in little finger, Krishna hold the Govardhan hill, and Krishna saved everyone. In that leela, Indra was angry with Krishna. He wanted to punish Krishna. Now on similar note, in this particular pastime, Yashoda Maiya is angry with Krishna, and Yashoda Maiya is also wanted to punish Krishna. But difference is there. And that, what is the difference? Difference is of intention. Intention of Yashoda Maiya was to discipline Krishna so that Krishna cannot become a bad boy in future. That's her like motherly affection. So in that way, she wanted to punish Krishna just to protect him. And out of her genuine motherly affection and love, she was trying to punish Krishna. But what was the intention of Indra? Because of his false pride, he wanted to show who I am. He wanted to show Krishna that who I am. Don't you know I am Indra? I am the controller of the rain. And with that intention, Indra wanted to punish Krishna. And that Krishna doesn't like at all. Krishna can tolerate anything in his devotees except the pride in the heart of a Vaishnava, in a devotee. So Krishna doesn't like pride at all. So we can understand by this particular incident that Yashoda Maiya is angry Indra is angry. But intention of both the devotees of the Lord are different. So we should not think that we are Vrajvasis and we can control Lord Hari. But what is the most important thing? That in this material world, sometimes love itself is a punishment. In this material world, I am repeating, love itself is a punishment. Because in material world, no one understands what love is. I would like to just share one anecdote or recent news around 2-3 years back. I am there in Indore and I heard that news, like I read that news, that one boy who was like one-sided lover, he was constantly chasing one girl and he was constantly proposing that girl, and that girl was like constantly refusing, and she was not at all aware who that boy was. She was not at all aware, and that boy was constantly chasing and mad after her without, it's not, in material world there is no love, only lust is there. Love is for the Supreme Lord. So that boy was again and again going to her and wanted to speak to her, and she was not giving any attention to that fellow. And one fine day, that boy came in front of that girl and started to say that if today, if you are not going to decide what you have to do, then I will do something which you can't even imagine. And that girl didn't pay any attention. She went straight to her home. And that day, that mad boy, lusty boy, what he did, he took some petrol, he went to her home. That girl was living in some apartment, 2-story apartment building was there, and now that boy thought that I will burn her Activa, that vehicle, and I will like some sort of feeling like I will get some sort of satisfaction. And with that attitude, in that night, that boy went there and he burned her Activa. But I don't know what had happened, but suddenly that fire broke down like anything and whole building was demolished in no time, and around 7 people immediately died. Very few could save their life. So this is what? One-sided love was there, not love, but that love itself become punishment for that girl. So in this material world, love can become punishment. But in Gokul, in Vrindavan, even punishment is love only. When Yashoda Maiya was chasing Krishna in an angry attitude, in an angry mood, what she was trying to do? She was trying to increase her love for the Krishna. And why Krishna was running? Because Krishna was trying to increase his love for his mother. So everyone, even Krishna was going to receive the punishment, still love was increasing on both sides. But in material world, it's all opposite. That is the problem with this material world. That's why we should not stay here. When Prabhupada went to Japan and no one gave him opportunity to speak. When first time before going to USA, Prabhupada went Japan once. Prabhupada went to Japan also, and like World Religious Conference was there. Some name was like similar concept was there, and they gave just 1 minute to Srila Prabhupada at the end, and Prabhupada went. And Prabhupada hold the mic and Prabhupada told, it doesn't matter how much perfume you put into the toilet, you can't make it better place to live. So this material world is just like a toilet only. It doesn't matter how much perfume you go and put into the toilet. You cannot live there. You have to finish your task and come out. So similarly, this material world is nasty place. We should hear again and again Harikatha, and we should aspire devotional, like one Alavar says, na, that a devotion to the lotus feet of Lord Hari should be like tel dharam. Like when we see, when we pour oil to another box or some other utensil, so it goes straight. So on similar note, as the Talavar says, on similar note, our devotion to Lord Hari should be very straight, unmixed with any kind of material desire. There should be no tinge of any other thought. There should be only pure love for the Lord Hari. It should be our attitude. In this particular pastime, we see in next verse we will see that how this particular pastime is glorifying two great devotees of the Lord. Number one is Yashoda Maiya, and number two is, can you imagine who is that devotee? Yes, that is okay, but still one more part is there. One more devotee is being glorified by this particular pastime. Narad Muni. Yes, thank you so much, Prabhu. So Narad Muni is being glorified. How Narad Muni is being glorified? Because 20,000 years back, when Krishna was enjoying that pastime, same day, before 20,000 years, Nal Kuber and Manigriv, two sons of Kubera, they were bathing naked in Mandakini Ganga, in heavenly planet, in the company of young girls, and suddenly Narad Muni appeared there. When the girls saw Narad Muni, so they were ashamed and they immediately started to cover their body. But these two boys, Nal Kuber and Manigriv, they were puffed up with the power and money. They thought that his father is treasurer, Kubera. So they saw Narad Muni, but they didn't pay any attention. And Narad Muni thought that these both boys are worthy of my compassion. And out of his causeless compassion, Narad Muni, what he did? Narad Muni gave curse to both of them. Like it's all about the spiritual aspect. How a curse can become boon. No, we are going to see that. So Narad Muni cursed both boys that you don't have any shame. Even after seeing a sadhu, you are not covering yourself. And in this most auspicious place, you are in the company of young girls, you are polluting the atmosphere. So you go and become trees. And as and when they heard this punishment, this curse, both boys came to their senses and they immediately ran at the lotus feet of Narad Muni. And now they are asking, please forgive us, please forgive us, please forgive us. We will not commit the same mistake. Please forgive us. We will accept your teachings. We will do whatever you will say. Please forgive us. Please don't make us trees. And then Narad Muni said that I have already told and you have to become trees. There is no doubt about it. But yeah, one favor I can do. And what is that favor? You both will become tree in the courtyard of Nanda Baba. Nanda Baba ki jai. So, in that courtyard, Nanda Baba's courtyard, Krishna will appear and Krishna will liberate both of you. So, this is the power of a spiritual master. This is the power of the Guru. This is the power of the pure devotee of the Lord. That Krishna is not only bound by the love of Mother Yashoda, Krishna is bound by the words of Narad Muni. And Krishna accepted that contention of Narad Muni, and after 20,000 years later, when Krishna was being bound by the love of her mother, what Krishna did? Krishna went straight to both trees, Amal Arjun Vraksh trees were there, and Krishna, like we know all these things, but Krishna finally liberated both of them. Why I am saying this particular aspect? because Krishna is liberating both of them, not because they wanted, because Narad Muni wanted this. Because Narad Muni was having that pure devotion to Lord Hari, that Krishna was bound by his words. We hear that famous pastime of Ramanujacharya. When Ramanujacharya was there in Ranganath, and one fellow, Ranganath was coming out for the procession, and one fellow was not looking at Ranganath, and he was looking at his girlfriend's eyes. He was holding one umbrella and he was just looking at his girlfriend's eyes. And Ranganath noticed that particular sight. Ramanujacharya noticed that particular sight, and Ramanujacharya instructed someone to call that fellow. And that fellow came, and Ramanujacharya told, why you were looking into the eyes of that lady? When you are seeing that procession is going on of Lord Ranganath, you should see Lord Ranganath. And that fellow said, I even didn't notice that procession is going on there. And moreover, both eyes are so beautiful that I can't look anywhere else except these eyes. At that time, Ramanujacharya told that if I will show you better eyes, more beautiful eyes, then will you going to accept my proposal? At that time, that fellow said, yes, I will do whatever you will tell. And Ramanujacharya told him to come next day morning. That fellow came there, and Ramanujacharya went alone to Ranganath. He prayed to Lord Ranganath. He came back, and again Ramanujacharya took him into the altar and asked him to have darshan of the Lord Ranganath. And at that time, as and when he saw the lotus eyes of Lord Ranganath, he was so excited. He started to feel affection and love for the Lord, and out of that love, out of that just one look of the lotus eyes of the Lord, he immediately fell at the lotus feet of Shripad Ramanujacharya, and he told that Ramanujacharya, now it's my turn. Whatever you will tell, I will accept. This is the power of the words of the spiritual master. This is the power of the word of Acharya like Ramanujacharya. Everyone, I think all of us have seen Lord Ranganath, na? Like in my case, I have seen Lord Ranganath, and before entering into the altar, I heard this particular pastime of Dhanush and Ramanujacharya, that this fellow became disciple of Lord Shripad Ramanujacharya, and his name was Dhanush. But when I saw these lotus eyes of Lord Ranganath, nothing happened. That's the problem. I didn't feel anything, but I was feeling what Dhanush felt at that time, and I am not feeling that, because Dhanush accepted the contention of Ramanujacharya, and Ramanujacharya, when I told Ramanujacharya, first he went alone and he prayed to Lord Ranganath that you give some glimpse of your transcendent beauty to this fallen creature. Because of that word, because words of Lord Ramanujacharya, that Ranganath was bound to accept the proposal given by Ramanujacharya. So we hear many pastimes like this. On similar note, Narad Muni instructed, like I should say rather he requested, but Krishna didn't take his request. Krishna took that request as an instruction that Krishna has to liberate this null coherent Manigriv. This is something the power of the pure devotees of the Lord. So now in next verse is Rudantam muhur netram yugmam rajantam karam bhoja yugmena satanka netram muhu shwasa kampatri rekhanka kantha sthita greva damodaram bhakti badham. So seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of the pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To the Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my respectful obeisances. So this is another Krishna pastime of Krishna. Krishna is a supreme child. Krishna is not an ordinary child. And we see even an ordinary child, whenever his mother want to punish him, or like anyone want to punish him, what he does, he start to overreact. And now Krishna is showing that psychology. Krishna was seeing that stick in his mother's hand. So now he started to Oscar winning. He started his Oscar winning acting actually. Now he started to cry like anything. He was not simply crying, he was bitterly crying. He just wanted to get free from that scene. And what Satya Muni is writing? Satank netram. One level is fear, and another level is terror. That is superlative degree, na? So Krishna's eyes was filled with terror. That was terrorist, as if like a terrorist attacked in Vrindavan. And Yashoda Maiya was like, she was having that level of, like Krishna was having that level of fear that he was thinking that he was terrorized by Yashoda Maiya. And in that fear, in that state, Krishna is crying like anything. And now Yashoda Maiya is seeing that his son, his loving darling of Vrindavan, is too much frustrated, he is too much fed up with this thing. So immediately what she thought? She gave up that stick. And after giving up her stick, still Krishna was not reducing his fear. Still Krishna was in a tense mode only. He was not desiring to get any kind of punishment. He was not at all thinking that I am at all eligible for punishment. And now Krishna is playing his supreme childish attitude and supreme leela of still crying again and again. In that mood, when Krishna was breathing heavily, very heavily he was breathing. Whenever one cries, he breathes very heavily. So this same Krishna is Mahavishnu. In Mahavishnu pastime, when he starts his breathing in Mahavishnu pastime, it goes for trillions of years as per the calculation of this material world. And when he breathes, he creates innumerable number of universes. And when he breathes in again, he destroys innumerable universes. And it takes trillions of years. But same Mahavishnu, same Krishna, when he is breathing, he is simply exhaling and inhaling the hot air only. So this is something what Krishna is doing. He can do anything. What he did when he was just 6-7 days old, he killed Putana. And he killed Tranavrat. He killed Arishtasura. and he did a number of things. In Vrindavan, in Gokul, Krishna didn't hold any kind of weapon. No weapon, without weapon. In Vrindavan, Krishna doesn't hold any weapon. Without any weapon, Krishna killed all these big demons, and now that Krishna is simply afraid of her mother, and because she was having a stick in her hand, and that Krishna is that he is afraid of that sight. So Satyavrat Muni is saying that that attitude of Krishna, is increasing love in the heart of all the Brajavasis. This particular sight is increasing love for Krishna for all the universes, for everyone who is hearing, who is speaking, or everyone who will hear or who will speak this Damodara leela. This particular sight will increase his or her love for the Lord, and in this particular way Krishna is again and again expanding and doing his transcendental pastimes. Now in third verse, Iti driksva leelabhir ananda kunde swaghosham nimajjantam akhyapayantam tadiyeshu tagyeshu bhaktirjitatvam punah prematastam shatavrati vande. By such childhood pastime as this, he is drawing the inhabitants of Gokul in pulse of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conception of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to the Lord. So what Krishna is teaching? When Mother Yashoda was churning butter on most auspicious day of Deepavali, and Krishna awake from his transcendental slumber. When Krishna came to Mother Yashoda, Krishna hold by one hand, Krishna hold that stick by which she was churning butter, and from another hand Krishna hold this sari of Mother Yashoda. So Acharyas spoke on this particular incident, why Krishna hold that stick by which she was churning the butter. She could realize his presence simply by touching sari of Mother Yashoda, but Krishna wanted to show that this butter churning process, like whole this butter churning process, or like that pot of butter, was like all Vedic mantras, all Vedic literatures. Krishna wanted to show that all Vedic literature, if one is going to churn all Vedic literature, what would be the conclusion? Conclusion would be the Vedesha Sarvera Ameva Vedyu. That is the only conclusion. Only understanding that Krishna is the ultimate source of everything, Krishna is the ultimate shelter of every living entity. This is the particular aspect which one will find after churning all the Vedic literature. So Krishna was mentioning, or Krishna was depicting with this particular pastime, that one should not churn this kind of butter. Like, for example, like what Krishna wanted to say, one should not go and study deep into all these scriptures. What is the ultimate object of the scripture is to love Krishna. That is the only thing. So we all are here to love Krishna. So it doesn't matter how much we are understanding Krishna, how much we are trying to understand Krishna, how much we are scientifically, philosophically, rationally, practically, mentally, emotionally, we are trying to understand Krishna. Everything will get conclusion simply by loving Krishna. So in this particular pastime, Mother Yashoda and Lord Damodar are teaching us how to love Krishna. So I will conclude myself. I would like to say one more thing, that in this most auspicious month of Kartik, like I am coming from Ujjain, na? So Mahakal lovers' favorite month is Shravan, and for Krishna lovers, the favorite month is Kartik. So Kartik, why Kartik month is favorite to Krishna? What is the reason? The reason is because Radha Rani loves this particular month. Because Radha Rani liked this particular pastime of Krishna being bound by the ropes of Mother Yashoda. So we see there are many festivals in all traditions. Diwali we celebrate for one day. Govardhan Puja we celebrate for one day. There are n number. Janmashtami we celebrate for one day. Radhashtami we celebrate for one day. But this particular incident, this particular pastime, we celebrate for the whole month. Why? Because this is a Vijaya Utsav, real Vijaya Utsav, a victory of devotee on the Lord. And Radharani is in love with this particular month, because in this month Krishna allowed himself to be bound by the pure love of Mother Yashoda. So Krishna was like tied up for some time, but in all over the globe, wherever duties are there, they are tying Krishna for whole of the month only. Morning to evening, bhai bandhe raho bhai, you be there only, you tied up only. So this is something called Vijayotsav. So this is the festival of devotees winning, and devotees are showing how one can conquer the Lord simply by out of love. So we are not here to understand Krishna theoretically, practically, principally, rationally, emotionally, and a number of ways which we can derive to understand Krishna, but we are here to love Krishna. So this is a particular thing which I would like to say. And this most auspicious month, now devotees will tell how to offer Deepdan and further things. If someone is having any comment or someone would like to enlighten some more aspect in this particular leela, they are heartily welcome. Thank you. Hare Krishna. शिल्पपाद की, श्री श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की, श्री श्री